In your intro that you also played with the McCourty twins back in the day when we were in New England, so that might be the most important thing. But you're in Vegas, McDaniels comes over, Dave Ziegler comes over. You know both of those guys from New England. What went wrong in Vegas this year? You tell us. You're here. You know these guys. What went wrong?
I can't say what went wrong. It was one of the situations where everybody was trying to learn the system, and it was. It had to be expedited because everybody wanted to win. If you look at our roster on paper, you can see the type of firepower we could have. And it was, everybody wanted it so bad to where we kind of took the focus off, to me, the main things about just being a team, being able to be there for the next guy. Everybody wanted to win so bad that we kind of lost sight of where we were going. But towards the end of the season, even with all the drama we had going on, you could kind of see guys kind of finding that light hitting them, oh, that's what we was trying to do back in week. All right, so this is what we're doing. So it was definitely an experiment situation. One of those was just wow, okay, that's how this looks from the outside in. This is what a new team not being like in New England where it was everything was established. It was the guys that was there, the coaches who have been there. I knew about corners and stuff in New England that guys didn't find out till year 5 or 6. And then going to Las Vegas is just this is new for everybody. Everybody in the building was brand new. So.
Let me guess, you guys got on track after you played us and we pitched the ball back and Chan. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but since you want to talk about it, I mean,
sad time. I'm sure that's when you got.
That was one of the turning points. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was
welcome.
That was one of those. I appreciate that. You know, me and Chan. You know, that was we had a lot of guys.
He was crying and everything after the game.
Oh man,
threw the ball right to you. Chill out.
I can imagine you play long enough, and every year, every season, there's got to be a different reason why you get back on the field and why you're with the guys. Last time you were on the show, you were telling us about the form of skin cancer that you were diagnosed with in 2018 and how after surgery you were back on the field not a long time after that. What's the biggest thing you've learned from that moment, especially considering you're watching young guys enter the league now?
Biggest thing I learned from that was, you don't have to be. It's not the scariest thing in the world. There's a lot of worse things. And I had guys like Dev when I went, and I didn't even, me and you never had a conversation about what was going on. Dev found out after surgery and everything else. And I remember Dev being just you're just not normal.
Oh, wow.
It's not a normal people thing. It's you have surgery and, people have to go through certain things. I didn't. I went straight back to football. And I told him, I want to be out here with you guys. Yeah. And so going through the whole cancer thing, having my football family, my actual family, I, honest to God, would not be here if it wasn't for guys like Dev, like my brothers, my mom, my dad, my wife, the kids. I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't have them. That great support system, that great
stability.
Just stability. And I tell Dev, I've told Dev this since I was a rookie. Dev is my rabbit, and he's jumped out the race now, so I don't have a rabbit, so I guess I'm the rabbit for the young guys. But Dev was a guy that I wanted to be I wanted to play just as long as Dev. Then I made Jason, and then it was
oh, now Jason's out.
I don't like Dev. I want to be like Jason.
Amen.
That's how everybody in New England felt.
Are we just going to bury the lead that you just said Dev jumped out the race, or are we going to ignore the fact that he's technically still under contract until the 15th?
I like to say...
Dev?
I like to say that he's going to go ahead and do it because he doesn't like doing what I say, so he's going to go opposite.
Nice.
So he might be back in there, so we're just going to call him a former guy for now.
We need those emoji eyes where it's just those 2 eyeballs just floating around. But no, I think one of the coolest things is, like you said, I said to you, you're not normal. But for some reason back in 2012, you didn't get invited to the Combine similar to this guy over here. Just talk to the young guys back at home or sitting there angry right now, boiling of it's okay. You didn't get invited to the Combine, but your journey's not over.
Right.
And you had to go undrafted, but still, you had 100-yard games your rookie year.
Right.
We looked to you and relied on you as a team back in 2012. Just give a message to those young guys at home right now.
And this is why you're my favorite brother, because I actually did get invited to the Combine. I was there.
Oh.
I did.
My bad.
No, it's cool. I just wanted, look, when I saw that was one of the questions, I was like, I'm not going to say nothing until I get there.
No!
You could have said, make sure Devin doesn't answer.
So what happened?
It was the Combine. I'm not a great test taker.
Oh.
Like I felt great. I felt like I did good in the interviews, and then when it came out to do like the testing stuff, I was not there. Like I laugh at the young guys now because a lot of the rookies, on kickoff and everything. It's like, oh man, you're so fast. I'm like, man, I ran a 4.66 at the combine.
Wow.
And then it's like, oh, what? No, you didn't. And then you can Google it. Go ahead, get on there. And we all laugh and everything else. And that is not your best performance. And I think Coach Campbell said it best. It's like, we can judge you. We're going to judge you off film, not what you run around doing in your pajamas, which is 100% true. And I like you said, 2012. I never forget the whole draft. My draft process was great. My son's birthday was the last day of the draft, Bryson. So we were at the party. Phone was somewhere else. Phone call comes in and, hey, how you doing, Brandon? This is and it was like, oh, I do remember talking to you at the combine. And it was like we had a great conversation, and he kind of let me know then is like, we're going to give you a chance. And I remember telling everybody from the moment my draft process started that I just wanted my foot in the door. I didn't have to be drafted. I didn't care if I went undrafted. And like, I'm sure Bill can quote me on this. I get my foot in the door, y'all gonna have a problem kicking me out, which is the problem they're having right now. I can't seem to find the exit right now.
What you gotta do?
It's a good way to look at it.
You know?
It is a great way to look at it. Derek Carr's been in the news a lot, big topic of conversation. His time in Las Vegas is over. You might give us the best insight to being a teammate of his, because when I talk about him glowingly, and that's from afar, as a man.
Right.
And the football player next in my eyes. Just kind of give us some insight to what it was like to, play with and alongside Derek Carr.
Right. I've been a fan of Derek, and he's played in a lot of big games in his career. So coming into this season, like, I was excited, like everyone else. Hard-working guy, great guy. Like, love him in the locker room. He's funny. He really does work first, but he'll sit there and crack jokes with the best of us. He'll try to get everybody going in the huddle and everything else. And I wish him the best of luck. Like, wherever he ends up, they're going to have a special player. They're going to have a guy who's going to try to take command of his locker room, his huddle, and he's going to go to bat for those guys day in and day out, every day of the week. And, like, he's a great football player. Like I said, great football player, great guy. And I wish him the best of luck. He's had a hell of a career. And I know it didn't go how he wanted it to last year, but I'm sure it's going to be interesting to see where he lands and how he goes about things.
Who's going to be under center for the Las Vegas Raiders?
Ooh.
Breaking news?
Breaking news?
Josh, you haven't exchanged texts with Josh and Dave?
No, I haven't talked to him.
What they're seeing at the combine? Is there a quarterback that...
We have a group chat, and since the combine started, just dead, just crickets the whole time.
Well, if you're looking for somebody to talk to, Bill Belichick was your head coach at one point. Me and Dev, we both played for this guy. You have any Belichick stories that you want to enlighten us on?
Ooh.
And you don't play for him anymore. You don't got to worry about it.
I'm trying to figure out the best one. It's not a Belichick story, but the Super Bowl against the Falcons at halftime. This is like the most Belichick, un-Belichick thing you could possibly think of. Like, we're down going into halftime, and we walk in, and, we're down. Everybody feels we're down. And it's kind of, we walk in, sit down, and everybody waiting for him to come in, and we're waiting. And we're waiting, still waiting. He walked in, kind of peeked in at the room, looked at both sides, and kept going to the coach's office. And it was like, he not gonna say nothing. He not gonna say nothing at all. We're losing. And then Dev, Chung, Tom, everybody got up and started chiming in. So it's like, towards the end of halftime, he coming in to talk. It's like,
we already...
We don't want to hear you. I'm ready to go with my guys, and we go out there the second half, and it was like an entirely different team. Wow. So it was one of those moments where, and then when I picked with him all the time. Me and him would go back and forth in the hallway all the time. And it was just like, yeah, I couldn't even believe you couldn't even face us. He was like, no, because it made you stronger as a team. And I never forget, me and him laughed for a solid 3 to 5 minutes. right before we had to go do like 3-minute runs.
Yeah.
And so
Good times.
he was like, yeah, man, I thought we was doing great. He's like, nope, keep running because y'all got tired in that second half. What do you expect? So I have a ton of stories about Bill. None that I want to say on live TV because
You want
it's
to walk
Bill.
back in the building as
You know, I want to be able to go speak, speak to a few people.
Good decision.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll wait. We're almost there. Almost there.
You can put it in a book someday, and then you can really like put your thoughts down, edit it a couple times, and then you can really make sure the stories are filtered out.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
I'll
yeah.
be your agent.
Oh,
I'll
there you
change a
go.
few names. We can do a lot of things.
So you have a passion outside of football, video games. You've created your own YouTube channel called Bboldgaming. Why did you start this up? What's the purpose behind that?
I was a heavy-set kid growing up. I didn't start playing. I tried to play football younger, but I was too big. Like the weight limit in Louisiana was like 140. I was
Serious?
142 at like 10 years old, so that was a no-go for me. And didn't end up playing football until I got to high school. And so mainly all I did was play video games. I was a big fan of movies like Home Alone. My wife and kids, they call me MacGyver because if you have a problem, if I can figure it out, like I can fix it. If you give me give me a bubblegum wrapper, a shoestring, a paper clip, we can make a few things. And
should have been a segment.
Right? You sound like a good person to have like an escape room game.
We kill it. Me and my son kill it. The Five Wits place by Foxborough, we beat that place like 10 times. It's big in the video games. Like I said, I was a big kid growing up, so I stayed inside most of the time. And actually started playing football, and that's when I kind of put the controllers down. And when I had time in the off season, I would pick them back up, started having kids, put them back down. Kids got older, picking them back up now. Like my 5-year-old, she loves Guitar Hero.
Yes.
Like, oh man, she gets on my nerves, but she can play the hell out of a guitar. It's the cutest thing ever. And,